Hello. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Al's Airguns. We have been performing a number of modifications to a Crosman 2240 XL that recently came in. The 2240 series ships as a pistol, and the XL is no exception there. Originally, it came with pistol stocks on it, and we have upgraded to the Crosman. Actually, they call it the Model 1389 stock, but it fits a variety of the different Crosman pistols. The thing that, to follow through, the XL denotes that it's coming with a threaded muzzle adapter on it. The barrel ships that way from the factory. We've talked about that before. If not, I'll go ahead and list the review episode for this model, and you can take a look at it. A couple of the interesting things we've done is added a red and green multiple reticle dot sight, so we can choose between dots, targets, stadia, a number of different patterns, and we're reviewing that separately as well. The other thing about the XL that I did not mention is it ships with Crosman's factory steel breech, and between the steel breech and the pistol, particularly with the muzzle adapter, it's actually a great value. What we've done, it does come without sights then, since many times people that are getting a threaded barrel are going to want to put on some kind of moderator, silencer, can, whatever you're going to call it. You always need to have your line of sight above that barrel or above that device, the ability to look over it, which we do have on this one, and we'll look at that in a minute. What I have here, I was forced to do some velocity testing indoors, and this thing is not quiet, and I was testing it in a small room, and it was loud. I did not have a proper suppressor like a Donnie FL or one of the TKO brakes, and actually the TKO wouldn't work on this because of the threaded barrel. But anyway, I've been thinking about for some time, a variety of do-it-yourself suppressor designs for air guns. And in designing for an air gun, we don't have many of the constraints that we do with a typical firearm. One of the cool things about it is materials. There's no combustion, there's no chemical reaction, so we don't have to worry about steel wool or hardened baffles or anything like that. The same pretty much goes for the exterior. It doesn't get hot, so it doesn't have to be any high-grade aluminum, steel, whatever. It can be plastic and those kind of things. And that's what you've seen most modern manufacturers do with the silencers that they're building onto their guns. Gammo being one example, Crosman another. In designing this, all that I did was take a couple of medicine bottles, and the one I took the top off of, carved a hole in it, the approximate size of the threads on the barrel, so that I could just spin it on there, and I can show you the interior picture of that now. Woo! Hopefully. Anyway, after making the hole in there, I made a good-sized hole in the bottom of that medicine container, and then took a second medicine container that fits snugly over the end, threw away the lid from it, and cut a hole slightly off, actually, and that was not intentional, in the end of this one. I then folded a paper towel in a way that I can show you, stuffed it down inside each one of these, and put the whole thing back together, wrapped it with electrical tape, and since then have gone ahead and painted it. But this thing is amazingly effective. Now, I'm going to buy a sound meter. I'd wanted to anyway, so that I could compare some of the devices people have asked me to review. Donnie FL Tonto compared to their Sumo, compared to a TKO 5-inch, or, So anyway, I'd like to compare this, because I think for an investment of, 20 minutes time, a sharp knife, and a couple of leftover pill bottles, you can have something that is not necessarily on par, but I think it will show up as surprisingly close to some of the professional models. So I wanted to go ahead and share that. We look forward to showing the sound testing later. Going to get opinions from a couple of different people, but I can certainly tell when I use it, and the results are really impressive. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Don't hesitate to comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.